Today we've got a black and white Reanimator toolbox list that was kind of inspired by Kambal Profiteering Mire, a card that lets us get tokens every time our opponent gets tokens. So we've got a few things in here that force our opponents to get tokens, like Get Lost, a nice removal spell where we also get the map tokens and ding our opponent a little bit along the way. And then instead of so many Cruelty of Gix, I've got Invasion of Tolvada, which is one of my favorite cards, to reanimate things from out of our graveyard and give us tokens eventually. And we're also trying out Lively Dirge, a spree card that lets us search our library, plop something down into the graveyard, and then reanimate something mana value 4 or less. Actually, that's 2 somethings because our friend Tinybones is here to kind of pick up the slack when we're reanimating a decent 3-drop. We can get a little bonus with Tinybones and kind of get a nice 2-for-1 sometimes. So yeah, this isn't perfect yet, so if you've got any suggestions for a deck like this, please let me know in the comments, and let's go out on the ranked standard ladder and see a few games. All right. Well, we got Kambal. Kambal? Not sure I'm getting the intonation right on that. Anyway, always a good sign when you've got the card you want to experiment with in your opening hand. Opponent with a Market Gnome to start off. Patches. Patchwork Automaton. Let's get Kambal down here. Nice 2/4 body. Cannot be bolted. Can be made to get lost. And get lost of our own. Yep. Let's hit patches. We can pay the ward too. Get Virtue out into exile there. Opponent with the clay-fired bricks. All about the artifacts over there. Alright, let's play Caves of Koilos. Let's get Invasion of Tolvada going. And we will return Kambal because that's the only thing we've got down there. And if we can untap, then we can live the dream of Get Lost. Ooh, opponent's going to help us out. I'm going to like this guy. So we get a free copy of the token they just made with Virtue. That's pretty nice. Let's see. Would love to be able to attack Tolvada eventually. And I think we need to get rid of this Virtue. Ooh. Oh, that feels great. We give our opponent 2 map tokens, and then we also get 2 map tokens. Let's see. Let's put a counter on our knight. Aclazot's on the top. Yeah, we'll just keep that. Yeah, no great attacks for now. Let's just keep pinging away with Kambal, making tokens with wedding announcement. Sarah Paragon. Looks like they want a map. Alright, so they're going to try to pump up the Paragon, get some land. Ooh, Phyrexian Vindicator on the top. This is either going to be a War of Attrition game, or we're going to need more Get Lost. And they only have a patches down there. Okay, let's play our land. Yeah, let's play Virtue right now. So announcement's going to trigger. We'll get a token and hit our opponent for 1. Opponent goes with the Vindicator. Automaton to follow that up. Hits us for 5 with the Paragon. Alright, let's do a little exploring. We're going to need some help here. Hit our Vigilant Knight. Got a Plains. Using our ill-gotten Kambal map tokens from when we get losted, their own thing. I think Let's see if we do this. That's at least a lifelinky flyer, and let's put a counter on that guy. Oh, there it is. The Get Lost is coming. Wedding announcement flips over. Oh, an opponent scoops it up. Good game. All right, let's give this a keep. Trying to steal some tokens from our opponent. All right, opponent's starting off with a bat. I don't feel like playing bat games. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that, because I would love to take Kambal and play him on 3. Okay, opponent gets nothing. We get Kambal. They know about the Wandering Emperor, but they don't know about this Mondrak that we just drew. Oh, another bat. Another bat. What are we taking here? Yeah, probably Emperor. I don't have any other token generators in sight. They could have some more time to deal with Mondrak before that hits the board. There's a Vein Ripper for us. Alright, let's attack with Kambal, Profiteering Mire. Play Demolition Field and Mondrak. Mondrak a little vulnerable, but if they don't have any answers for... Oh. A death-touchy creature. That will do it. Alright, we can get up to 5 mana here. Ideally could get up to 6 for the Ripper. But I think for now, let's get the Preacher going. Yeah, let's just pass. We could attack with Mondrak, but then we'd have to sacrifice Kambal, and I'm not about to do that. Opponent with a go for the throat on Kambal. Yeah, I think since Kambal's on his way out anyway, I think we gotta pay a little bit for this, or do we? Yeah, whatever. Let's go ahead and sack these two, make Mondrak indestructible. Excellent. So now we can... Oh, they did attack with the Preacher. They're either desperate for cards or haven't seen Mondrak a lot. We're going to block. Preacher is down. I believe the only out for black and green is a kicked Tear Asunder. Otherwise, a sacrifice effect like Sheoldred's Edict. But if we can get another creature down, can probably keep it safe. Let's go with Aclazotz. And I guess some upside of Aclazotz, if they do kill it, it becomes a land and we cast Vein Ripper. Opponent draws with the Dread Knight. And scoops it up. All right, good game. All right, see we got some of the spicy tech here. Expel the Interlopers. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to that number. Opponent plays Meticulous Archive. And starts off with a Novice Inspector. You know, I suspect, like many of you, I try to predict what my opponent is doing in the first few turns of the game. I think Wedding Announcement's probably best here. And sometimes I just have no idea. So like here, Novice Inspector, usually found in the Boros Convoke deck, but there's also potentially a detective deck that you could build from Markov Manor? Karlov Manor. Let's get the Preacher down here. But Deduce is commonly played in blue-white control decks. So now we're in a situation where, which one is this? At least for me. Some of you have probably figured this out already. Let's get land number 5. Yeah, let's just play Kambal. Ooh, no more lies. All right, well, let's send the Preacher in. We get to make a token and draw. Thought we could sneak some extra value out of Kambal, but opponent with the cheeky counter. So Restless Anchorage. Looks like they are just passing here. Passing with 3 mana up, a little suspicious. Just a little stitious. Let's attack with the Preacher again. And all of our pumped up tokens now that they can get past this Inspector. Decides to chump block the Preacher, drops to 9. We really don't have anything to invade back, and I kind of want to hang on to it. I feel like this Preacher is about to die. Opponent deduces again. Opponent looks like they're passing. Okay. Let's play Caves and just go to combat again. Attack with our board. Horned Lockwhale. Let's see. Let's keep that on top, I think. Wait, did the Preacher just draw itself? That's pretty great. Opponent drops to 1 there. Let's replay the Preacher. Opponent definitely going to need a board wipe here, as we've just kind of fallen into a pretty decent board state. Opponent finally cracking the clues. We've got removal for days, so they're going to need something besides a blocker. And Sunfall doesn't quite do it here. Well, actually, no. Sunfall does pretty decent job. Whoa. Haughty Jin. Okay. Opponent trying some different stuff there. Good game. Alrighty. What do we got? Well, we got Kambal, we got 2 lands. I don't know if I can keep that, though. Let's keep this. We at least have enough lands. I'll throw Toxrill back. Toxrill more of a late-game target for one of our tutor spells. Lively Dirge is in here to sneak something into the graveyard for reanimation purposes. Opponent with the Fairy Dream Thief. Usually you see that one in Insidious Roots. Well, it looks like we're just going with the tiny black creatures strategy. See what they take with the bat here. Let's see, if I were them, yeah, I'd probably take the Virtue first. Hits us for 1 with the Fairy Dream Thief. Alright, well, our options are a little limited right now. Opponent with another Dream Thief. Comes across for 2, drops us to 17. Takenuma. Well, I mean, if we don't have much going for us, Takenuma could be a decent option to at least see a few more cards off the top. Pull back an interesting creature. Opponent continuing to press the attack. There's Kambal. Yeah, let's just pass. Kambal's pretty much just going to eat some removal there. And I'm expecting to expel the Interlopers soon. Opponent giving us an Aclazotz. Another target for Expel. Alright, let's play Caves. Let's go Expel on 0. So Aclazot's going to turn into a land. We get our Virtue back. Alright, Temple of the Dead transforms if somebody's got 1 or less. Is that right? Opponent using the Dream Thief to draw a little bit. So many lands from us. Well, let's play Demolition Field. Use that ability to get rid of the Temple. I'll put Aclazotz in the grave. Get everybody a land. Yes, we will take that action. Grab that plains and play Kambal. That's weird. There always seems to be this little dead zone where you try to select a land like almost to one of the sides, to like the left side, and it doesn't quite register that you're hovering over it. There's that go for the throat for Kambal. But I think by waiting... Oh, and there's Lively Dirge. So we're at 7. We can play the Virtue as an enchantment. I think we do that. That's kind of the best use of our resources. So that we know that can grab Kambal for us. And then what we can do is maybe use Dirge to put some things in our graveyard. Oh, except they draw the bat. Yeah, Kambal, the only thing in our graveyard. Kambal is back. We get Bitter Triumph off the top. So we've got Restless Fortress. Let's activate that. Play the Sanctum so we can go attacking. And then we've got mana left over for Bitter Triumph or Takenuma. Ooh, it's going to cut down. Yeah, let's go ahead and Takenuma. Vein Ripper, the only choice. We get it back. At least we can play it. That's good. Okay, opponent returns Aclazotz. Virtue of... Uh-oh. Wasn't quite enough. They virtued Kambal, but he's got too much toughness. The booty is too big. That's odd. Were they just trying to gain life? I guess they know about the Ripper. Interesting. Alright, well, tell you what. Let's play Vein Ripper. That would be one great thing to get back for free. It blocks Aclazotz pretty well. Opponent's still with no creatures in their own graveyard. Just an invasion in ours. Sheoldred's Edict. Okay, we're actually going to sacrifice Kambal to that. I think Vein Ripper is kind of better in this standoffy situation we find ourselves in. Dueling virtues of persistence. So ours is going to go off first, and we're going to get our Kambal back. Is that right? I think it is. Let's do Bitter Triumph on the bat. Another Vein Ripper trigger. If we take the bat, the opponent's empty-handed. Let's get Kambal. We draw Preacher. Okay, let's send in the Vein Ripper. No blocks. Alright. Lively Dirge, I think it's your time. One, two, three, four, five. If we do both modes. So let's do that. So we can search for one card to put down here. And I threw in... Where is it? I threw in a Gravelighter to get us a sacrifice effect. And I think what we're going to do... Yeah, nothing's died. Let's go Gravelighter. Everybody sacks. We get 2 Vein Ripper triggers. And Aclazotz becomes a land. We'll play Preacher. Alright, so now our opponent's options for Virtue are either Bat, and we're empty-handed, or Gravelighter, which is, I suppose, an interesting choice. 2 more triggers. And now we're set up to keep getting the Gravelighter back. Opponent replays Aclazotz. Also, it's tapped, so you got to deal with the Vein Ripper too. Unscrupulous Agent. Target opponent exiles a card. We have none. Yeah, let's grab Gravelighter. Let's run this back. Yeah, let's sack Gravelighter. Give our opponent some poor choices. Excellent. Good game. All right. We got a Kambal. We got 3 lands. We'll say I am enjoying decks that the payoff comes a little bit sooner than 6 mana. Sometimes that's nice. Heresy, you say. Opponent starting off with an island. Into Consider. Consider reminds me that we haven't really seen a lot of mono blue decks with Haughty Djinn rolling around these days. And that is a change I am kind of happy about. Alright, let's get Kambal down. Opponent has plotted a show-off. Are we just dead here? Should I have kept up the Get Lost? Alright, opponent going ahead with a sleight of hand, so I don't think we're dead here. Looking for some more ammo, most likely. Okay, we draw Preacher. Let's attack with Kambal. Yeah, let's just get the Preacher down. Sleight of Handing there is a weird choice. And I think we can kind of press being a little aggro for maybe one more turn. Like, what are the odds that that Sleight of Hand set them up perfectly for a Slick Shot turn? Apparently pretty good. Okay. Slick Shot's down. Experimental Synthesizer, so it's a 3/2, and they get to free peek off the top with that. Well, if they cast the Shredder, that's not really a very impressive show-off. They do. Okay, so they were kind of lacking some spells. Putting a lot of faith in the Synthesizer, Sleight of Hand brings it up to a 5/2. And hits us for 5, down to 15. Oh, I wish we had one more land. This would be pretty good. Yeah, we'll go in with everybody. Could maybe bluff having a combat trick here. They might not want to block with Shredder. Alright, we get our opponent to 12. Let's do Lockthwain Scorn on the Shredder. So we go back up to 18. Yeah, the opponent's hand is reading like they just don't have the gas to get us in one turn with Slick Shot. Second Slick Shot. Synthesizer. Oh, sees a land off the top. Comes over for 6, gets us to 12. Alright, well, let's keep attacking. We've got a lifelinky token here. Kambal's getting us a little bit of value. Alright, let's go to damage. Caves. So now we can either announcement or keep up 2 removal spells. Let's keep up the removal. Opponent's done some work. Let's see if they go for the kill here. The Great Train Heist. Oh, that's cool. An additional combat phase after this one. Let's see if we can get him to tap that blue before we do anything. Alright, Monstrous Rage. Okay. Yeah, tell you what, let's just do it. Kambal's going to give us a couple of maps. No one-mana counter, so we might as well fire off the other Get Lost. And we've definitely got lethal on board. Good game.